Hey everybody, welcome back to the Blockbusters show. I'm Adam Sykes, and well, we're doing another family movie from the 90s, but unlike Kazam, which has some so bad it's funny moments, this movie is just kind of stupid. Let's just jump into it. It's Theodore Rex.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Can you just slide your butt? Yeah, that's great.
Like that? And introducing...
Ooh, Dougie!
Teddy.
Sweets. One per customer.
Theodore Rex. It's a tale you'll never forget.
This movie feels like it exists because dinosaurs were popular. I mean, Jurassic Park was huge. And, I mean, buddy cop movies are a popular genre. I mean, hey, Tom Hanks did a good job in that movie where he was paired up with a dog. So we could just do anything we want. We can have Whoopi Goldberg team up with a dinosaur that looks like a reject from that dinosaur sitcom on at the time, and you get Theodore Rex. No-nonsense police detective, played by Whoopi Goldberg, lives in a futuristic world where dinosaurs coexist with humans, thanks to the wonders of science. However, she's none too thrilled when she's teamed up with goofy dinosaur partner, Theodore Rex. As they learn to get along and appreciate each other, they investigate a series of murders that are connected to a much bigger and even more dangerous scientific development. So this movie takes place in a future where dinosaurs have been brought back and have been genetically altered to be similar to humans, like they're around the same height and they can talk. And one of those dinosaurs is Theodore Rex, and he is a T-Rex cop. He's a detective, and he's paired up with Whoopi Goldberg, who's just been recently reintroduced into the sector, and they're talking about a bunch of recent dinosaur murders that have been going on. So now they're paired up on this big mission to seek out who's behind these dastardly murders. So from the beginning of the movie, Theodore Rex and Whoopi Goldberg's character, they don't get along at first. And then, as they go through, they start to, get to know each other better and all that kind of stuff. One of the things they do is they go to this dinosaur bar, and there's a bunch of different stuff that's established here. They established that Teddy is not really good with his tail, except sometimes in the movie he is.
Didn't I tell you to be quiet? No minimum tail clearance. Cookies!
One per customer.
Also established that he doesn't eat meat.
I thought you people, ate meat.
I'm kind of on a wagon. It's not like the old days, Katie.
Which, I guess that's supposed to be a joke because several times throughout the movie he straight up threatens to eat people.
That's it! I'm gonna eat this guy!
No!
Oh, yeah!
No! You cannot eat our only suspect.
Watch me!
One of which also happens to be a police officer.
Look, you...
Hey! Told you about that. Don't piss him off, okay?
And later on in the movie, they bring back this whole thing that he brought up at the beginning where he's like, oh, I'm a pacifist. I don't believe in using a gun.
Yeah, your gun. Don't you have a gun?
Well, actually, I don't believe in violence.
Katie, give me your gun. This is no time to play around. Give me it.
You might have been right. It kills me to say this. Your brain. Use your brain.
And from there, Teddy Rex forms a relationship with this widow of one of the murdered dinosaurs.
Little snack, maybe some milk and cookies.
I'm a fool for milk and cookies.
That's one of the biggest problems with this movie is tone. Like you have stuff like that, but then you also have goofy stuff like Teddy Rex singing his I Love Cookies song.
Cookies! Cookies! Cookies!
Like obviously the premise is so silly. There's no way that they actually intended this to be like a 100% serious movie at all. But at the same time, it's like you've got stuff like that, and there's this whole subplot about like dinosaurs and humans like trying to coexist. And
He's a dinosaur.
Come on, Coltrane. He graduated from the academy just like you did.
He's a dinosaur.
You're not a speciesist, are you?
the bad guy has these henchmen that are, these guys are so annoying. They basically run around making Tasmanian devil sounds, and zap heads, I think is what they were called.
Night on the town, huh, boys?
The bad guy is the scientist who's actually the one that brought back dinosaurs. And the reason he's killing these dinosaurs off is because he wants to preserve animals and then freeze them and then wipe out humanity with another ice age. And then he'll freeze himself and then he'll play God and they'll create like a new society. in like God knows how many years. And the reason that this twist doesn't work is because the movie straight up starts with an opening text crawl straight up telling you the bad guy's plan. And so when they get to the big reveal at the end, it's like, well, yeah, you told us this at the beginning of the film.
As Arcane will launch his new Eden missile to bring on another ice age. After mankind is extinct, Cain will reanimate the pairs of all Earth's animals he keeps frozen in his ark.
It's just so stupid. It's not even like so stupid it's funny. Like that's what Kazam was. Kazam was a really dated, stupid premise, and the movie itself sucked, but it had some so stupid it was funny moments. This movie just feels like it's trying to be stupid the whole way through, and nothing about it really screams funny. Like, and then you got subplots like Whoopi Goldberg is friends with this kid, and she's trying to keep him out of trouble and stuff like that. And eventually, he gets kidnapped, as well as the dinosaur who Teddy Rex was forming a relationship with. And so they'd have to go to the bad guy's headquarters to stop him. I also find it dumb of how they get the female dinosaur out of her cryogenic like freezer thing, because all Teddy does is he's trying to input a code that'll open the door. It won't work. So then he just swings his tail, and then the computer goes, ouch. Again, it's like the movie knows that it's stupid and it's trying to embrace the stupidity, but it doesn't do it in a very good way. Like, Killer Clowns from Outer Space was a good example of, like, we know this is a silly premise and we're going to run with it.
What are you gonna do? Knock my block off?
So Teddy ends up stopping the missile that was supposed to bring on the next ice age. The bad guy's arrested. Whoopi and Teddy are celebrated as heroes by the police commissioner, played by Shaft. I am so sorry, Shaft, that you had to be in this movie. And then the movie ends with quite possibly one of the sloppiest scene transitions I've ever seen.
I get to pick my new partner.
What?
So, what do you do in the next 20 years?
Oh, you mean that soon?
Katie, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
If I had to rank this movie, I'd probably put it below something like Harry and the Hendersons. Like, Harry and the Hendersons was dumb, but it had kind of a charm to it. This movie is just like, oh, well, all we got is a wacky premise, and we got Whoopi Goldberg interacting with a wisecracking dinosaur cop. And, well, it's a silly premise, but the families will love it, and it's just like, it feels like they just kind of half-ass stuff like the jokes and the plot. How sad is it that this movie is a better costumed animal character movie than Cool Cat Saves the Kids?
Oh,
All in all, it doesn't have the so bad it's funny moments to something like Kazam, and it doesn't have the same charm as something like Harry and the Hendersons, so it just kind of flounders on that level. I think the most apt comparison I can give to this movie compared to another film we did on Blockbusters would probably be Pluto Nash, because like they got decent production, they got big named actors, but the movie as a whole, they're just so boring and unfunny, and it's not even like fun to sit through and make fun of. The next movie we're doing for Blockbusters is gonna be a lot worse. I'm looking at another E.T. ripoff, and I've heard that it's even worse than Mac and Me, so I'm looking forward to that. Until then, I'm Adam Sykes, and this is the Blockbuster Show, and we'll see you guys in the next video.